Welcome to G Fun Facts Online. Today we're tackling a trillion-dollar question that will define our future. What's the smarter, cheaper way to clean up our planet's atmosphere? In one corner, we have a technological brute, the idea of literally sucking carbon dioxide out of the air. In the other corner, we have a silent giant that's been getting cheaper every single day: renewable energy. This isn't just an environmental debate, it's an economic showdown with massive consequences. So where should we place our bets? Let's start with the first contender, carbon capture and storage, or CCS. Imagine a giant, high-tech vacuum cleaner attached to power plants and factories, or even just sitting in a field, sucking CO2 out of the air. Once captured, this carbon is piped deep underground and locked away. Sounds great, right? Well, there's a catch, and it's a big one: the cost. CCS is fantastically expensive. Building the capture plants, the pipelines, and preparing the storage sites requires huge upfront investments. And it's not a one-time cost. The process itself uses a ton of energy, which means a power plant with CCS has to burn more fuel just to produce the same amount of electricity. That's what engineers call an energy penalty. For some types of capture, especially pulling CO2 directly from the air, the price has been as high as $1,000 per ton. Despite 50 years of development, these costs just haven't dropped in the way we've seen with other technologies. So why are we even talking about it? Because CCS has a superpower. It's currently the only scalable way to decarbonize heavy industries like cement and steel manufacturing. In making cement, for example, CO2 is released as part of the chemical reaction itself, not just from burning fuel. You can't solve that with a wind turbine. CCS is the specialized tool for these incredibly tough jobs. Now let's turn to our other contender: renewable energy, mainly solar and wind. And here, the story is completely different. If CCS is the expensive, specialized tool, renewables are the economic powerhouse that has shocked the world. Over the last decade, the cost of renewable energy has plummeted in a way that is almost unprecedented. Between 2010 and 2022, the average cost of electricity from solar panels fell by a staggering 89%. Onshore wind dropped by 69%. Think about that. In many places around the globe, it's now cheaper to build a brand new solar or wind farm than it is to keep running an old coal or gas plant. And once they're built, the fuel is free. The sun and the wind don't send you a bill. This protects economies from volatile fossil fuel prices, enhances energy security, and has massive health benefits by giving us cleaner air to breathe. Of course, renewables aren't perfect. Their main challenge is what experts call intermittency. The sun doesn't always shine, and the wind doesn't always blow. To build a reliable grid, we need to invest heavily in things like massive battery storage systems and upgraded power lines. But even with these extra costs, the trend is undeniable. So when we put them head-to-head, what's the verdict? The data paints a pretty clear picture. A major study from Oxford University found that trying to decarbonize our world primarily with carbon capture would cost the global economy an extra $30 trillion compared to a path led by renewables. Trillion, with a T. The economic consensus is shifting. It's not really an either-or fight anymore. Renewables have won the title match for providing cheap, clean electricity to the world. Their breathtaking cost reductions make them the undisputed centerpiece of any cost-effective climate strategy. But that doesn't mean carbon capture gets knocked out of the ring. It plays a different, more surgical role. Think of it this way: renewables are for rebuilding our entire energy system from the ground up, while CCS is the specialized, expensive surgeon we call in to fix the few critical problems that electrification can't solve. Like in the cement and steel industries, the most prudent economic path forward is a world powered by cheap solar and wind, with a little help from carbon capture for the toughest jobs. That's how we win the race.